I'm here in front of Long Beach City Hall. Why am I here? Because of this week's Parshas Vayikra. In Vayikra, we're introduced to the korbanos, the different sacrifices. We see the ola, the burnt offering, which was completely given on the altar. We have the shlomim, the peace offering, which was given and split between the kohen who brought it, the donor who brought it, and burnt on the altar. You have the asham, the chatas. The chatas is the sin offering. The asham is the guilt offering. And then there's what's called the mincha, which is different, because it's not brought from an animal. It's not brought from an ox or a sheep or a goat. It's not brought from a dove or a bird. It's brought from flour and oil and frankincense. So if you're going to the store right outside the Beis Hamikdash and you want to buy a korban to bring, right? A cow obviously costs a lot of money. A goat or a sheep is a little less. A dove is a little less. But some flour and oil is going to be the cheapest. And that's really the offering for poor people. I'm standing here because this is the city hall, and although Long Beach is a relatively new city, created in 1922, I grew up in New England where cities are 200 years older than that, and every city had what's called a common, the Boston Common, the Cambridge Common. You have it in New York too. And why is it called the common? Because everybody was able to pasture their animals here. If you didn't have a farm, you didn't have a lot of area, you had some cows and goats and sheep, and everybody had in those days, so they could come to the common area, which was usually in the center of town, and just let their animals do their thing and eat and walk around. And it was called the common because everybody had a share. This korban, the korban mincha, is described differently in the Torah because it doesn't say when a person brings it. It says when a soul brings it. And Rashi comments that, why does it say when a soul brings it? Because obviously the person that's bringing it doesn't have the funds to bring the big cow or the big goat. They don't have as much. But he quotes a Gemara in Chulin, Echad amar b'vechad amamit, whether you give a lot or a little, ubilvad sheyichaven li b'lishamayim. It's not how much you bring, it's how you bring, and your motivation for bringing it. Because the idea of a korban is to come closer to Hashem. And if you have a little and you give a little, then that's a beautiful thing too. We should always remember that. Matanos Levyonim, which is the mitzvah of Purim, one of the mitzvahs, even the poor people have to give the Matanos Levyonim. Everybody has to give something. Everybody can contribute. And that's very, very important as we come together for Purim and we come together learning about these different korbanos. Have a beautiful Shabbos.